and we are live here at Filmmaker IQ.
We are live. We are live coming to you on the day shift, March day shift here. As always, and a few first straggling people in the chat, make sure that our signal is actually working. And
that would be the best.
And that I'm in focus. I know people complain about that. Joe's always in focus. Because
I'm always in focus. Because I get to sit down.
His sensor is sharper.
That's true.
Than mine. Mine's the wider. Yeah. Anyhow, welcome to our podcast.
Yeah, we already got Nate showing up as early as always.
Nate, welcome. David's here. Good. Clear and loud.
Clear and loud. That's what we like.
Clear and loud, and hopefully not overpowering the mic or not spiking the mics.
And tonight, and today, not tonight, because I'm so used to us doing nightcasts the last few, but we have our nice logoed cup.
Finally, a real legit pubcast.
Yeah, we finally have a legit pubcast.
And on this also, because I've been working on this for a while now.
And an actual table.
We have a real table here. That's not like a table that we just threw a cloth over. So this party's getting legit.
Like a 5x5, nice.
5x5 radio operations day. Oh, cool. Thanks. Yep. So Joe, I heard you saw a couple movies.
That's true.
Let's talk about your movies.
So it was okay. So I watched 2 on Netflix. One was Occupied, and it's an Aussie movie, like it was all produced in Australia, and it was so bad that it was good.
Do you remember the name of the movie? Do you remember the name of it? Occupied, that's right.
So, like a brief rundown of it is that it was essentially it's like a sci-fi. So aliens invade this small town in Australia that is having a bypass put through it. And you're following the quick, and by quick I don't mean quick, lives of these people in it. And something
Shut up,
happening
Siri.
over there. Siri apparently is talking. And hey, Carrie, welcome. And so it was so bad, it was Mystery Science Theater 3000 worthy. And it's also one to watch on things not to do in a movie, whether it be character direction or having a person who does all the coordinating of what should be happening in a scene, which is, dang it, I can't think of the name of the person right now. But basically, they just make sure that everything is like
UPM, the continuity.
Continuity.
Script supervisor.
Yeah, script supervisor continuity. Thank you. For some reason, this wasn't clicking with me. And the prime example of it is in one point, the dude goes into a coma and he's got bandage on his head. He takes the bandage off. There's no scar whatsoever or cut. And then 3 scenes later, it goes back to him, and he's got the cut on his forehead, and like it's bruised, like the makeup is bruised there. So make sure in anything you do that continuity is important. Also, another one was a guy had no limp in a earlier scene. And then for some reason, later scenes, and nothing's happened. Like, literally, it was all talking. They're in, this safe area. He has a limp.
Yeah.
like he fell down some stairs in the safe area from no aliens or whatever, and then he's now, limping throughout the whole scene. So make sure, 1, that you have continuity, and 2, that your actors don't suddenly decide maybe that they're going to start walking around with a limp, and then... And this is a budgeted film. This is on Netflix. There's no reason for these things to be occurring, but they are. Then I saw I'd say go watch it and count it. There's probably 183 just errors in this movie that you could see with the script, with actors, with continuity. Go watch it. Bring a drink and bring some friends and make fun of the hell out of it. You actually have a really good time. I watched it with my roommates and laughed hysterically. The other one was The Circle, which is a really good idea for what it was. The Circle was 1 room, 30 characters. Essentially what happens is they wake up in this room, and it's kind of a you're the weakest link kind of moment, where everybody has the ability to vote. So if they move their hand left, it will move the arrow, but only you can see your arrow. And then if you move right, the arrow is right. And when you close your hand, that's who you select to die. And it was actually a really good one and really easy to shoot. It's kind of it's not like Big Kahuna, but it was the same idea where it's very little scene changes, but they did it in such a way. The character growth was actually really well done. And the characters were really thought out, and it was really a good one. So, also, guys, if I haven't been saying hello to you,
we'll just say hi to the folks that
let's
come
say
in here.
hello to the folks.
Randev Director, hi. Daniel Saladar, what's up from Alamo City? Star Channel 16, what brews are you
What
drinking?
brewers are we drinking?
Wanna
We're
answer
actually
that?
drinking
Holiday.
yeah.
Ginger ale. Holiday. Oh, no, what is this stuff? It's Canada Dry. It's Canuck Dry.
Canuck Dry, black ginger.
Black ginger, which is what, blackberry ginger, I guess?
Yeah.
So, yeah, how are you guys doing? By the way, this is a Q&A.
Dev, thank you.
We do start off with we're talking about what's going on.
Yeah, we're just talking about what's going on in the moment. I just saw these movies, and it was a contrast of what not to do and what to do, like in a good way to do something, especially if you don't have a big budget.
So some other news too. I just yesterday or 2 days ago passed the flight 107.
Oh yeah, for the drone.
For small UAV airman's knowledge test, which I'm waiting to be uploaded to the FAA so I can actually apply for my certificate.
Oh, okay.
Because you have to pass the test first and then you apply.
And then you apply for it.
I passed the test with an 85%, and I basically studied about 3 days worth of real study.
Yeah.
I have some background in flight because I used to play a lot of flight simulators, so I kind of have a sense of
and you had like
flight some stuff.
You also had your plane. So I don't know if you.
I never ever actually flew that plane.
I remember it.
I have that plane, yeah, but I've never flown. I've always been scared. I might one of these days take it up there. And
yeah.
I should. What I would love to do is put a camera in the plane's cockpit.
Yeah.
And then fly it first person because I don't like the idea of flying just remotely. It's too scary. I don't know. Well, one of these days we'll get around to it.
I wonder if you could do that and actually simulate I mean, I don't know, give it the look of an actual like a plane.
You could, but the physics of the plane are a lot different.
Different, yeah.
Because it's a smaller plane, so it's a little it wafts a little bit. Have you ever watched like the first person view the quadcopters that are like not even half a pound, they're like tiny, but they just like they flutter around a little bit. But yeah, I mean it'd be fun to see.
David Simmons said James Gunn is back for Guardians Volume 3. Yes, he was. I mean, a lot of people were very much on his side on that, and I think that's good. I can't see another director being put in that role and getting the same energy and feel. So at least he gets to finish it.
I would like to see what like the Lord Miller folks do. If you threw them in Guardians of the Galaxy, that might be interesting.
Well, it could be true too.
It'd be different, that's for sure.
It would be different. But yeah, I feel like these three at least have to play out with James Gunn.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Finish trilogy.
Like finish his trilogy, finish his idea, and then whatever goes to the next, set after this could be anybody else.
Have you seen? I didn't talk to them. But have you seen Marvel yet, Ms. Marvel?
I have seen Captain Marvel.
Okay, is it worth seeing?
So it had a really touching scene in it. If spoilers,
it involves a cat, right? No.
There is a cat in there.
Because I hear the cat's really popular.
Yeah, the cat is really popular. I mean, if they could make a porg out of that motherfucker, they probably would. And that reference is to the one that's sitting on our shelf up there. But there was a scene that was really cool because I am a big fan of Stan Lee, just in general, as a person, not even just what he did and what he wrote, but as a person himself. And he did a scene where he's holding up a script and he's saying, "Stay true, believers." And he's holding the script for Mallrats.
Okay, yeah.
Smith. And like that was super cool to see because he's saying the ending of the line that he says in Mallrats on that tram because it's supposed to be 1995 ish. And so that was what he was doing in 1995. So it's actually Stan Lee just being himself, like on the train. So it was kind of cool. It wasn't him pretending to be another character. It wasn't a cameo. It was Stan Lee being Stan Lee.
Yeah.
In that thing, and that was like the last one he did because they had already shot his Endgame one when they shot Infinity War.
Well, I remember Kevin Smith tweeted that out like he was crying when he saw that.
Yeah, it was a really.
But I think as I heard, that I read, and I don't know if I trust these movie blogs, but anyhow, they say that Stan Lee they have cameos for Stan Lee for movies to come. That's what they say.
I don't know if that's true. I know Endgame had theirs. But I feel like, and maybe Far From Home. I would assume maybe because that was like that production was done around the same time as Endgame. So I imagine they had to have his. But I can't like okay, so the one thing that because I also did watch Kevin Smith did like a little video on
Uh-huh.
his voice was so weak when they did that it was really hard to pick him up on the mic because he was
Okay.
really tired. It was like a couple of months before he passed. So the voice where he's saying "Stay true, believers," that's
From the movie?
outtake from Mallrats, like because he had outtakes.
Okay.
So it's actually not completely his voice from that. Like one of those is him, and then the rest are outtakes from actual Mallrats.
It'd be funny. Like we should do a sketch when you're disrespectful. Like all the Stanley, like they just call Stanley in and like, okay, Stanley, we're gonna have you do like 100 different situations.
Yeah, I know.
And just randomly, like, okay, Stanley, read a newspaper. Like, all right.
Yeah, read a newspaper on a train, on a go stand in a library, walk down a street. I mean,
Stanley, perform jujitsu.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But who knows? Like they might just take
Excelsior.
Yeah, I mean they might just take things that they had and ideas for different stuff and just supplement it, like work it in. But I mean, to say that he was in so many like they have so many scenes set up specifically for these, I can't see that.
No, I would imagine like it's more like Stanley just put Stanley from a green screen. Like, all right, just pretend to do something.
Yeah.
Do this. Like I do that. Pretend like you're in this. It's like it's cheaper just to have Stanley come in for one day and do 300 setups.
Yeah.
It is to keep flying him out every single time.
Yeah, I mean they might just have things where they're just like, let's put him in front of a green screen. Ooh, there's a monster. Ooh, there, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I can't.
Well, we'll find out here. We'll see.
I am a channel viewer from India, and my aim is to become a director in Hollywood. And can you help me? That's a very broad question. Check out the videos on the channel. If you like, the thing is all we can do is pretty much if you ask us a question, we can try to help you that way. Other than that, just kind of check out the videos, learn as much as you can, find some creative avenues that fit what you are, your avenue that you're working on. Maybe you like a particular genre and you want to go that route, or perhaps you like, well, how can I make a green screen? We have videos on green screen, on the history of a lot of different things that hopefully will help you. And can you think? Welcome,
Krishna. Well, welcome.
Krishna.
And Random Dev says hi to Krishna.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
But yeah.
And then we're also trying to work on that too.
Yeah, exactly.
You can watch us and do what we're doing and develop ideas based on, hopefully get inspired by what we do.
Yeah, exactly.
We're trying to make
stuff like yeah, so I mean, we've got some stuff now that's sitting in the pipeline. We're just waiting to be able to release it, and that will kind of show you kind of where we're sitting right now for the idea of shorts, and also some ideas that John has been talking to one of our actors from the previous short that we did with, and I had things in the future. Like,
and I had a dream the other night that I thought would make a good short too.
Oh, very cool.
And it was surprisingly well done. And I woke up and I sent myself an email, the topic, and the title of the short.
Yeah.
It would be a pretty short, but it would be good. And I won't talk about it on air because I'm averse to talking about that. We have a question came in.
Hello from India. What's the topic of today's podcast? And then Custom said, preference, Seed and Spark, Indiegogo? Indiegogo.
I think you're talking about like crowdsourcing.
Yeah.
I'm more of a proponent of the Kickstarter program because it's more of an all or nothing thing. I don't necessarily like Indiegogo, and I don't like those kind of things because I feel like if you're gonna ask people for money, just ask people for money.
Yeah.
Or like GoFundMe, I guess. But those are more just give me a buck kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Give me your dollar.
Yeah, all that you got.
Fork it
on over. Or some puppets will get shot.
Anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, because Kickstarter, because let's say you say I'm going to need $10,000 to make this movie, and then you raise $5,000. Well, how are you going to make that movie? You said you needed $10,000. You only have $5,000. So you got to either put in your own $5,000 or you got to make it for $5,000.
Exactly.
Well, if you can make it for $5,000, why didn't you ask for $5,000?
Exactly.
So it's one of those things where I think Kickstarter model is a little more honest, I guess. So at least you can say, hey, if we don't raise that money, we're not doing it. And everybody gets their money, or nobody gets their money. Nobody takes their money out. Anyhow, that's the thing. So what? Any else from Tamil Nadu? Got a lot of Indian folks in the crowd because I guess we're doing daylight. And what time is it in India right now? Or
what time is it for you guys?
Where you guys? And, right in the chat.
Vadi, welcome. Hello. I saw you earlier say hi. But yeah, so.
Oh, and the whole remember the whole thing with that one horrible Indiegogo thing where they raised $400,000 for that homeless
salad?
the homeless guy, and then the husband and wife couple
just kept it,
it and ran off with it.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Lawsuits and hopefully people are going to
12 a.m.
Wow. So it's literally our night broadcast for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, welcome guys. You guys are always welcome to our shows and check out our videos. And I know I have one of the Indian schools uses my videos like all the time. So
yeah, exactly.
Welcome guys.
But yeah, so welcome to all of you guys. As for topic, you guys can ask us questions. That is what this Pubcast is essentially about.
Yep.
We do talk about some stuff, like as I talked about, Occupied, which is an Aussie film, and then the Circle, which is both of them are on Netflix, and basically one done well, one done not so well. The other thing I watched a bit of Star Trek Discovery, and I watched The Orville.
Okay.
And so, now granted, if anybody's out there watched the second season, or even I don't even know if it's out yet, but of Discovery, I don't know. It's supposed to be more lighthearted, but you're seeing like the nitty, like the gritty versus like the campy, and almost like Star Trek Next Gen feel kind of a thing. But it's actually two separate routes, and I thought I wouldn't particularly because I'm not a big Seth MacFarlane fan who did Family Guy, who did the Cleveland Show, who's done American Dad, Million Ways to Die in the Old West, and probably a ton of other stuff that I'm neglecting out. I'm not a super big fan of it. However, the Orville is done in such a way that it actually, I feel it will be the Star Trek of a new generation. It sounds like a really weird way to say it, but when people remember this version of like sci-fi, they'll remember the Orville and not as much as like Star Trek. Like my age group will remember Star Trek Next Generation, will remember like original Star Trek, and Deep Space Nine and Voyager, and I think the next group will remember the Orville.
Well, if this podcast has anything to do with it, it would be they remember the Expanse. And now for the Expanse corner.
Expanse part.
And now for the corner of Expanse, where we talk about the Expanse.
There's still no date on it.
No.
I looked on Amazon because I swear to
it was on there. It said like March 17th or something like that.
Yeah, there was a date, and now it's gone.
Now it's gone. Maybe they're still editing it. Well, on the other hand, I finished all the Expanse books that are out now.
Yeah.
Except for the new one that just came out like a couple days. It's coming out like either today or today's the 21st, something like that.
Or maybe it's just called Circle, not The Circle.
Yeah, The Circle is the with Tom Hanks and Hermione.
Yeah, and JJ. Okay, so JJ Abrams Star Trek. The first one I enjoy. That's not even to be fair because I enjoyed all of them to an extent, but there were there's a lot of flaws in it that don't work. One being the fact that you can just teleport somebody like across great super distances because like Scotty created it in like the way in the future. And so it's like, well, then why do we need starships when we can just teleport platoons of people to like any planet
it might be really hard to do. That's
maybe. I don't.
Or it may only work once because the space-time tunnel collapses after
I don't know
whatever nonsense you make up. You know.
But it was just like it seemed like the second one. It was just like, all right, let's get rid of ships.
Well, yeah, the second one we can kind of safely ignore.
Yeah, the first one was good. Like the first one, I really really liked. And anyone that was like kind of crapping on that one, I don't see it because I actually enjoyed it. It was a good version of the reboot, and the second one, it started to get a little. And I like Benedict Cumberbatch, but I was just like, this just feels weak. And they were trying to the whole time somebody released out that it was Khan. Like, and
come
like,
on.
Yeah. And like, it was easy to kind of figure out.
Yeah.
And then J.J. Abrams through the whole thing, like, not Khan. And then it's like, oh, it's Khan. It's like, dude, at that point, once you just say it. Like,
so the problem with the 2 of the reboot is that the 2 seems to me like its idea of being clever and trying to shocking, or shock you is to reverse things.
Yeah.
So like instead of it's not Khan, it is Khan.
It is Khan.
And then Kirk doesn't say Khan, it's Spock that says Khan.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like there's nothing really that shocking. But 3, James Wan, I think, was it James Wan that directed the 3rd one?
Yeah.
That kind of returned to form there.
Yeah, I would
that was more of like an entertaining Star Trek.
Yeah, and that one actually I think was also helped pen by the dude that plays Scotty.
Simon Pegg.
Today
is actually John not being forgetful of names day.
Yep.
It's the one day. And by the way, you know what today is?
What's that?
It's William Shatner's birthday.
There you go. We're already talking about Star Trek, and there he is.
Next, we're talking about T.J. Hooker.
Yep, T.J. Hooker.
And Tech Wars. We're going to make sure to talk about Tech Wars. And my favorite, I wrote today's dailies because my buddy got a little tired, but I was trying to scale him back a little bit. But I focused on my favorite part of Shatner history is his spoken word albums.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, like Rocket Man.
Okay.
There's a lot of questions. We
so
went off.
TJ said, "I just saw The Favorite. What did you guys think of the use of wide-angle lenses? I found it very disorienting."
Have you seen The Favorite yet?
I actually have not.
If you want to watch it sometime, I actually bought it.
Oh, did you buy it?
It's on my Amazon account.
Okay, cool.
If you ever want to see it, I like the wide-angle lenses. I mean, they are a little disorienting, but I like the whole fact that as a production, when I'm watching the movie and I'm thinking how we could make this movie, that there's no room for boom poles.
Yeah,
because you're seeing everything, and so everything needs to be period appropriate. You can't like have a light like just hanging out here. You know, everything has to be like right on. And I just like some of those shots. You're like, wow, every frame is a painting. Sorry, Tony Sal, stealing your fire. But yeah, some of those shots are just really cool. I love the acting in it.
Okay, so Kitty and Krishna said script writing. Give some good tips.
All right, don't write a bad script.
Make sure that your characters do develop through your script, but don't change. Like, and by actually, let me say by don't change. I mean they don't suddenly go from a pacifist nature to brutally beating an alien captive. And that's back to the Occupied thing, where you have a guy who just goes psycho on an alien after being like, I'm not gonna kill people, and then suddenly just brutally beats somebody with the axe head, like the head of a axe like that. And it's terrible. But just make sure that your characters have consistency, even though they're growing. Secondly, tell a good any story is gonna be enjoyable, but just make sure it's a story that you yourself enjoy. Don't write it simply to play to an idea that you think other people will enjoy. Write it to something that you personally are going to enjoy, or those around you that know you. It's your humor. Don't make it alien to yourself.
And then Randev Director, I saw you posted something that you wanted me to answer, but it scrolled up past my little frame, so rewrite it down there and I will try to answer it. Custom Culture says it would be awesome if we did a contest. Well, usually we do contests and no one enters them, so it kind of bums me out. So let me know what kind of contest you want to do, and maybe we can make it happen. I know NAB is around the corner, so I might hit up some vendors and say, hey, you want to give away some stuff for a contest? And we'll see what we can do with that. What's the next Filmmaker IQ episode? This is something I'm trying to figure out, because I've got 2 in the bin that I'm waiting to release. I've got one. I'm working with an executive of post-production. He's the head of post-production at Fox, Century 21 Fox Television Studios. And I was going to release that, but he's like, hey, I got some ideas that'll make it even better. So I'm going to go up there on Monday and meet with him, talk about it. So that's also on the thing. I'm working on a Fox history, because Fox, of course, just completed a deal with Disney, so they are now officially Disneyed. But If you wanted me to release like a quick one, I do have an idea for a video on interlacing, because a lot of people going back to my 24 frames per second video, which I always constantly talk about, but people are saying like, well, 60 interlace is not 60 frames per second, blah blah blah. If I could demonstrate to you guys like what is interlacing and how does it work and why does it look more like 60 frames per second than it does like 30 frames, even though it's technically 29.97 frames per second. So I could put that one out, or I could put all my energy into Fox. I don't know. I'm still kind of going between what I want to do with that. You guys tell me what you think. Or there's other ideas for short IQ bits out there. And I've got another, just to throw it out there, I got another course I want to do on blending modes for After Effects and Photoshop, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So all that stuff is percolating, and I'm in a show right now which drains my energy, and I'm doing some others. I'm doing another shoot next Wednesday for the Whammo company, or the former owners of the Whammo companies that do hula hoops, and so like there's a whole bunch of stuff tugging me. Anyhow,
in multiple directions.
Let me know what sounds interesting to you guys, and I can head in that direction or something like that.
Yep. All right. Rizo Han says Kill Bill versus John Wick. Who wins?
I think we're talking about movie or
I'm gonna go with movie.
Or an actual character.
Well, I'm gonna go with movie because they said Kill Bill and not just Bill.
Okay.
From Kill Bill. So let's just say.
Let's start with the movie first.
Let's start with the movies.
Kill Bill or John Wick? What do you think, Joe?
I'm gonna say John Wick.
John Wick. I'm probably pretty sure I would go with. Kill Bill just to be different.
Okay. Well, okay. Let's go. Why? Why?
I like I really like this kind of stylistic nods that Quentin Tarantino. I'm mainly talking about Kill Bill 1.
Mm-hmm.
I really just the 88 fight and the extreme amount of blood, and the fact that it's just more style. It's just more dripping with style.
Yeah.
Whereas John Wick is more like classic, really great action.
Yeah, I think I enjoyed Kill Bill because I did like the styles. However, to me, I wasn't a super big fan of those nods way back. And so for me, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, it's cool, and I enjoyed it, but I just felt like the story was, I don't know, felt too slapdash to me. But like John Wick's, even though it's a silly premise, it's just this dog that his dying wife or girlfriend, but I don't remember, gave him, and now he's going ballistic because of it. But it's just like adrenaline through the whole thing. You enjoy it's like kind of edge of your seat feeling to the whole thing. And so for me, that's why I enjoyed it, because I don't really have that feeling with Kill Bill. But in the blood scene, the 88 was probably the best scene that I thought was in there. And it did have a really cool stylization. And camera-wise, I would say there are more cool things in Kill Bill versus John Wick. But overall, just adrenaline and enjoyment, I just choose John Wick, and that's why I kind of.
All right. More important question, though. Would Kill Bill kill John Wick, the character?
No, because he died really easily. She just did that 5 palm thing, exploding heart thing, and he was just dead.
Well, I think what Bill from Kill Bill would be talking to Keanu Reeves the whole time.
Yeah.
With his flute.
Yeah.
It's little grasshopper comes to the forest.
Yeah.
Loses his dog.
Yeah, I think he just shoot him.
Yeah, John Wick
Oh, coolest thing ever. I didn't even think about this. If anybody is a Bill and Ted Excellent Adventures kind of fan, they're going to be doing the third one.
That was a weird video did you see the video they announced it?
What of the
Hollywood Bowl. They were at Hollywood Bowl, and people were just walking, and they're doing a sound test.
Yeah, they're doing a sound test.
Yeah, we're here at the Hollywood Bowl, and they're doing a sound test back there. But we're going to announce this. We're doing a 3-minute video announcing this video. The thing.
It's the thing to me is, if you look at Keanu Reeves and Alex, I can't think of his last name.
Banks or something like that.
Yeah, look at him now, and then you look at him back in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. You're just like, what are they gonna do? At this point, they're supposed to have created the song, and they didn't, apparently, but they're still supposed to. That's the kind of premise, is they're still trying to wait for this peace bringing song that they're supposed to do. But look at them, it's like, I don't know where they're gonna go with this. I just hope it's good. So I don't
I'd
know.
be Kill Bill and like, we're not Kill Bill. We're getting confused. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, but it's Bill and Ted's like pretty decent 401k
Yeah.
adventure. It's like pretty decent AARP adventure.
Yeah, Bill and Ted's Roth IRA, like
Well, it's like
adventures in banking.
It's like they finally got a weekend alone away from the wife and the kids, and now it's like they're gonna like hang out on the beach and just drink beer. When all of a sudden the ghost of George Carlin shows up.
Yeah,
it's like, come on, boys.
This. Yeah, you guys are wasting time.
Like, no, this is my only This is my only 2 weeks off. I only get 2 weeks of my benefits package.
Yeah. Do you think films with special effects are made in reality? In reality and real scenery and almost
real size
models are better where things made with green screen and CGI in post. It's always a blend. There's a lot of cool shots, and you can go on like YouTube and stuff. They'll show like, oh, it's super far away from a window, and then it goes through the glass and all this, and some of it is real, and then some of it is just added effect in there. And I think, whoa, that was like a spider that just went down.
Oh, hello, spider. Anyway, what Joe is saying was getting rid of the spider.
Before a spider just crawled right down.
It's a blend, right? But I would even say so far as say that no, I don't think that reality movies are any better necessarily, because there's some really terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just go by measure of sheer number of terrible movies, there's a lot more terrible movies with real special effects.
Oh yeah.
Than there are terrible movies with CGI.
So it's one of those things. The overall, I guess, would be takeaway. It is, do it where it needs to be done. If it like you can pull it off in reality or with without CGI and make it look good and make it work, then do it. If you need the helping tools of CGI to make it look good, do that. Do what needs to be done to get what you want. Don't feel like you have to do it one way or the other.
Alex Winter is his name, by the way.
Alex Winter, that's what it is.
But yeah, and the fact of the matter is, like, CGI in its essence existed from the beginning of filmmaking. I mean, it's like if computers were already around when Chaplin was making films, he would have CGI'd the crap out of his films, because there's a lot of special effects in his films too. The stuff like the hanging, what I tend to say with people is that people think that are really impressed with the reality of filmmaking, like the old style silent film tricks where you're hanging off a ledge or something. It's a perspective thing. We're impressed by that because we understand that.
Yeah.
We don't understand how computers work, so we just think that's just magic.
Yeah.
So we're not impressed by it. But if you actually understood what it takes to get a computer to render out something, I think it's very, very impressive. So I'm a big favor of CGI. In fact, the reason why we as poor filmmakers who don't have any money or don't have a studio backing can make films is because of CGI. So don't knock CGI. If you have to make everything real, then filmmaking stops. Anyhow, I just want to address something. Blending modes. If you want to talk about blending modes, it's a little different from what we usually do, but it's going to be a coarse nature. There'll be me in front of the chalkboard, and it will be it's more about the math. The math involved with blending modes. And I've already done the research and I've written half of the script. So
yeah,
we got some more questions. There's some stuff coming down here.
Technical question.
Ooh.
Is there a difference between rendering a 60 FPS clip to a 24 FPS output and allowing down the same clip to 40% of the original 60 FPS? Thanks.
Okay. I think I know what you're. Let me address address the question two different ways. Because we're talking about frame rate, which is what I talk about all the freaking time. But if you take a 60 frame per second video clip and you stretch it out so that each frame becomes one frame in a 24 frame video, then it becomes 2.5 times slower. So it's slow-mo, right? If you just take a 60 frame per second video and then render it out to 24, what happens is you're taking one frame from the 60 and then you're skipping 2.5 frames. You take another frame and you're skipping 2.5 frames.
Yeah.
So what happens then is you're going to cut down your shutter speed. You're not going to have a smooth looking. You're going to have a choppier looking 24.
Mm-hmm.
So if your goal is to create real time, don't record it in 24, don't record in 60. If your goal is to create slow-mo, then record it in 60. Always shoot the frame rate that you intend to release it in, rather than try to convert, because conversions never work out great unless you're doing slow-mo or the opposite, time lapse, speeding up. So that's the answer.
Let's see.
Clay, is that Clay? Are you the Clay that we know?
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
I haven't done
Clay
video
says-
editing in 6 years. I miss it.
Well,
Possible?
come
It's
back.
Clay? I don't know.
Might be Clay. Come back to video editing, Clay. And if you're the Clay that's around us here, just hit us up and we'll do some filmmaking.
Razorhan says, "Why has CGI not improved in the last 20 years?" Reference to Lord of the Rings. It has.
It totally has.
But I mean, the problem is you're really going. It's all nuance. Like you're never gonna see. I mean, you are seeing. I feel like. I mean, a lot of the Lord of the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff is done.
Lord of the Rings was not CGI. Most of that was
most
models.
of it was models, and
there was some CGI in the battle sequences.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you look at nowadays, a better example of where CGI has gone is look at Pixar movies. Because Pixar is literally the edge of CGI technology.
Yeah.
And you compare Pixar like Coco versus going back to like Toy Story 1. That's about 20 years. That's a huge difference. Like night and day difference.
Contest. 1 camera, 1 guy, do 3-minute film based on a human emotion.
That sounds like you don't want to get together a crew or a cast and write something.
I mean, that's the thing is like you could easily just say that as just do a monologue. Like, but I mean, at the same time, that could be in front of, that could be a king's speech. But I mean, the thing of it is it like one person? Okay, so I guess the best way to Woody Allen.
All right.
He always does that one point where he turns to the camera and he gives a monologue. Yeah, it's a really powerful monologue in a couple of different of his films and stuff like that. But it's always paired with the rest of the movie. Like, sure, you could do that, but it's just like it's just a monologue, and it's not going to be as strong as with, say, it were a back and forth in a cafe, underlit, and talking about his problems. Even if he's monologuing to another person, the reaction of another person makes it more interesting. The reactions or the response that he gets is also very important, or she gets. It doesn't have to be just a he or
let me add some
the reaction they get.
Some personal advice to people. If I ever do a contest, I'm not to knock your idea. I'm just explaining why it's not a good idea. Sorry about that. But I work by myself, and I do a lot of projects that are by myself. And I'm telling you, if I have a contest, I want you guys to go out there and get a crew and get people together and make a film. I don't want you to go out there by yourself, because that's not where the filmmaking happens. It's not where the fun happens. Like I sit here by myself and edit and stuff. That's not fun. It sucks, man. I'm like calling Joe, like, hey man, I'm bored. I've been working for 7 hours just doing this thing forever. But yeah, if we do a filmmaking contest, it should be an excuse for you out there to go out there and try to find people to work with, and because that's where magic happens. Quentin Tarantino is not a good director because he just sits there by himself.
Exactly.
Alfred Hitchcock would be nobody if it was just him by himself making a film. He has to surround himself with all these people. Yeah. Everybody in the history of filmmaking has to be that way.
It gives you the excuse to find a group and that's the thing is, just like John said, Quentin Tarantino by himself wouldn't be great, but it's the people you surround yourself with that you find that help you. It's like when John has an idea, it kind of like you find us at In-N-Out Burger and we're writing, and once we start writing, then it's, well, who do we know that might fit these characters? Oh, we have a few people in mind that might fit these characters. Okay, that's cool. Like, and then we start writing all the rest of the people. Now we have to go find those people, and then we broaden our circle. Then it's, okay, well, maybe we don't have a sound guy this time. Well, Ed not going to use a plastic bag. So let's find someone. There's always finding those new people that hopefully fill out where you are short or where you need somebody. So that's what a contest would be hoping to help you to find the people in your area that are also looking to be those.
And Custom, let me talk directly to you, because I'm the same way, man. Like I have trouble making friends. Essentially, I'm not a very friend. I'm not an extrovert. There is the word. I'm not an extrovert by nature. I put on a mask when I do this stuff, and because I'm in a position here, I can like talk to people. But the fact is, I had trouble making friends. But part of making friends too is to write a script. Write a script where you need like 5 people, and then go out to do the casting call. Either go to a local college that has like a theater department, or try to find some people that are in theater and try to get them together and make a film. And then that's how you develop your friendships. Because from that, like, I'll just give you an example. This Anthony Simpson guy that we just worked with. I mean, he's probably not watching, but he is. The guy is amazing. I'm blown away. So he came in from another friend who was an actor who suggested him bring in. So he came in. He worked us on 3 shorts so far. I just had lunch or dinner with him the other night, and I learned more about his past history. And I was like, holy crap, this guy's awesome.
Yeah.
So like, and then he loves what we do, and we love what he does.
And he also brought another friend who we've been using. We used him in Pawn Stars. If you see the Filmmaker IQ Live stuff, we did a couple of things. He's going to be in this next short, and his name is Chad. He's a really cool guy. He's pretty much down for everything. He's funny. He has high energy. But then you're always gonna have the other way too, where it's somebody that just might not work out, but you're like, oh well, I found really 2 cool people, and it's like, well, then the next one I look for some more people. Like, don't feel discouraged because you only found 2 people. Be happy you found those 2 people. Yeah. Find more people. And once you find those 4, maybe you find another 2, or maybe find 1, or maybe it just doesn't even work out on the next one. But just keep finding those people, and the ones that you enjoy, write something. Maybe you have an idea. Just keep coming back to them, or just even keep in touch. Even if it's like, oh, I don't have anything for him right now. This other one is just kind of one that I'm looking for some more people, some new people. I'll get, keep in touch with them, and just don't lose those connections.
And the great part about all of that is it's filmmaking that's bringing you all together. That's what filmmaking is so much fun. I you know what? Like, I'm tired of talking about cameras and talking about lenses and all that. That costs money. But when we actually start making films, we build friendships, we get together, we tell a story. Maybe the film sucks. Oh well. There's always tomorrow. There's always another film we can make, So that's what's great. That's what's so great. That's why I want to be an evangelist for filmmaking, because filmmaking is how we can create friendships and have a good time and share our story, get our story out there, that kind of thing.
And here's the thing. Don't be afraid to fail.
Yeah.
Sometimes things just don't hit the mark. I mean, heck, like, again, back to that Occupied movie. It's not the greatest film, but it's so funny. Oh, so bad it's funny. And that person's not going to make the same mistakes.
But that person now has a contact at Netflix.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. He got a contact at Netflix. He ain't doing so bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So the next
people
movie,
are going to watch it, and, maybe they'll just be like, it's like me. It's so bad it's funny. But I watched it. I watched the whole damn thing. Just, again, play to your strengths. If you fall down, write a better script the next one.
You'll learn. You'll learn other things.
Just learn what you're doing, and again, just have fun, meet people. The camera, all the other stuff, all these expensive pieces, they're not going to grow your group. You can surround yourself with as many cameras, but if you don't have the people that you enjoy doing this stuff with, if you don't enjoy writing the script, if you didn't, there's so many processes in there that you have to enjoy, that even if it failed, you're going to have, we don't have the behind the scenes stuff up yet.
No, I don't think we do have it. Yeah.
But like, we have this short, and there's so much behind the scenes stuff that we shot, but there's so many funny moments, like entertaining moments amidst us trying to get everything done, where we're laughing and joking, and people are, and like the actors are goofing around and stuff like that, and that's the enjoyment part. Getting to see that stuff, guys. Some of it I missed. Like I wasn't there for. There was like a impromptu dance party. I wasn't there for.
You weren't there for that?
I wasn't. Well, for the video one we shot.
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
But there was one before that I missed, and then the rap. I
Well,
didn't even see the rap at all.
The impromptu dance party was not my. It was like it was Ed and Giselle just started like doing stuff, and I was like, that prompted me like, oh yeah, we should do that for the end of the movie.
But I was at that point. I was out.
You're like hustling people.
Yeah, I was hustling people.
Just trying to get money from the man.
Exactly. So
no, just kidding. So Custom, I hope you got a little bit out of that. I bet you didn't think you would tune into a Pubcast and they would talk directly to you and give you some, hopefully give you some inspiration and get out there. And that's why we're doing this, man. But hello from Prague.
Hey, Felipe.
Felipe, are you from the Prague school? Because I know they use my videos a lot out there. So that's how I know Prague.
Yeah. And that's why we decided to do this specifically to be able, John can write a lesson, or we can shoot a film, or things like that. May not talk directly to you, but being able to sit here, chat about what we've seen, and chat with you guys when you have questions. Sometimes it might just be as shallow as, do you think Star Wars is bad, or do you think it's good? However, a lot of the time we will try to answer to the best of our abilities stuff that will help.
Well, this is the first time we haven't been asked, like, what's your favorite movie? What's your favorite movie from the 1970s? What's your favorite movie from 1973? What's your favorite movie that was released March 23rd, 1973? It's like more and more. Yeah, though I love talking about that stuff. But yeah, like if you don't know what an f-stop is, again, doesn't matter. Just you can watch my video and figure it out and learn it. But that's not. We're here to learn, and that's the great thing about it.
Hey,
Karma's back. If you lack anything from an expensive cinema camera, you can work with a post usually too. Don't worry about that stuff yet. Worry about, first of all, remember, filmmaking is it's not one-time deal. It is a long process. It's a marathon. You keep making more. Bad Karma, you missed a lot. Well, that shows you got to get here on time. Like we almost did.
Yeah, it's already been
an
hour.
Oh, well, shoot. We got to get lunch pretty soon.
Yep.
Hey,
about
you know what
more.
we haven't done yet?
What's that?
Kick the Patreon.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I feel bad for the Patreon. I will produce, again, we have 2 videos in the queue. I've got like 5 or 6 videos that I've got in mind right now to work on. But there is the Patreon. If we get that to $500, we will have a pie fight. That is guaranteed. Will happen if we get $500 to on Patreon. And I do keep remarking from our A team. Our A team keeps growing. So check out patreon.com. There's the site, filmmakeriq.com. I wrote a bunch of the dailies because our friend just had a lot of stuff to do.
Oh, gotcha.
But I figured out a way to kind of scale them back so I can actually do
them.
Dailies, today is William Shatner's birthday.
Yep.
So today, make sure the rest of the day you go around talking like William Shatner does.
There's something on the wing. Something.
I will have a number 2 with a large Coke.
And fries. All right.
Fries come complimentary.
Christ-Centered Ironworks, thank you for listening. Glad you enjoy it while you're doing some editing.
Weren't you? Were you on before? Because we were talking about is that you guys make like swords that are Christian or something like that? Christ-Centered Iron.
I think they're smithing. Like
smithing,
videos. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So, you guys were chatting about CGI and
Pixar.
Got me thinking. With Pixar and DreamWorks, I suppose, think we'll ever see another full-length cell animation film?
That's a good question.
That is a really good question.
I don't think so because
I don't think so either.
Because if even if you are going to do it cell animation, you do it with a computer. There's no point. You just draw it in Flash or something like that. So there's even if it's cell based, it will be computer touched.
Yep. And Thomas, the guy who made the animation for our educational videos is this gentleman right here, Mr. John Hess. He goes and does 90% of all of that on our basically on his computer, rendering it all out. Other stuff is done on a render farm. depending to help speed that stuff up. But he does all of it. He is self-taught, and he has learned it. I don't like 3D Studio Max at all.
There's a video out there. There's a video out there called "How to Pose 3D Characters" that I made. It kind of walks you through some of my process. If you're curious about how that works, check out that video. Sponsored by HP back in the day. I am struggling with the kind of documentary narrative. What kind of documentary narration? Me on camera, or hire a voiceover, or a host, or even a cartoon guy? Any general rules or suggestion? Documentary, usually done voiceover.
Yeah.
So I would either you do yourself, or
you either do it yourself, or if you don't let. A lot of people sometimes don't like their own voice to be the narrative. Sometimes they feel like it's not a voice that fits that. Find the voice that, if you don't think you fit that voice, just say like a paragraph and let somebody else listen to it and ask them, like, what do you think? Is this something that fits what I'm trying to do, or do you think, because you can listen to a bunch of people, but the thing is the ear, just like with any an opinion, everybody hears it differently. Some people think, oh my gosh, this is a really good voice. Some people don't particularly care for it, unless it's Morgan Freeman, which is then universally loved. It's really up to the ear of the beholder, I guess.
And you can definitely get a lot of voiceover talent relatively inexpensively. I mean, you go at Fiverr.com and find people that go in for like $25 a minute or something like that, or even like you get your script read in about $75. I mean, if you had a client and about $700, you could probably get a 30-minute documentary script pretty much done.
Sorry, and Bad Karma's been asking this for a little bit. Are either of us going to NAB in April? John is going.
I'm going, finally.
I don't think I'm going. I was debating going, and just like getting a room next to it next, but I think I'm probably just not going to.
Hang out.
I think if we do something in Vegas, I kind of want it to be a short or something that I like that will be fun, because we've talked about some stuff that to do in Vegas. So I think if we do that, I'll go. But I feel like a lot of the time when I go to NAB, it's cool to look, and definitely that technical side is way more John's thing, and I'm sure he'll might make some like some.
I'm
vlogs.
thinking about doing like a live stream on either Monday or Tuesday night when I'm there.
For me, I think I probably am just gonna pass.
So yeah, NAB, I'll be there. I'll be arriving on Sunday and leaving on Wednesday. My plan is really to go Monday to see the show. I've been to the show a lot before. I've kind of got a feel for it, so I kind of get a feel for what's on the floor. And then Tuesday I might go back for it a little bit, but otherwise I'll just hang out. Like, I'm taking my mom with me because she always likes to go to Vegas. But she's gonna hang out in the hotel room, her hotel area in the casino. She doesn't really gamble, but she's gonna eat. But I mean, I'll be there. So yeah, check it out. If you send me an email on the filmmakeriq.com contact us page, hit me up and maybe we can meet up again. Make sure you check, if you go to NAB, make sure you go to the after parties. The after parties are where it's at. It's also part of the experience, and you get in for free for a lot of those. So check that out.
Med's wife is a vocalist. Does she have a page? Like if she's a voiceover person and she has a page, feel free to put it in the links, or put it in the comments. Someone might, if it, you never know when a voiceover person might be necessary. I've analyzed, Artesian said, I analyzed your movie preferences. You have to see the film The Falls by Peter Green AV. That's amazing, lasts long, and your IQ rises at least 50 points.
Cool, check that one out.
Yeah, again, if you guys have suggestions on movies for me and John to watch, comment section when this is over is where to put it, because I will not remember.
15 minutes after the Pubcast, we're like, what happened?
We eat food, or we've eaten food before. I'm either in a coma previous to the Pubcast, or we've eaten food after, and I'm then in a coma. I forget movies that everybody has suggested. So the comment section is where to put things that me and John should actually look at after the Pubcast. And plus, comments just help this, help us a little bit in the YouTube algorithm too. So.
Nate's film just mentioned talk about the dolly zoom. If you do zooming in post with a scale, absolutely, that's a good way to do it. If you have enough resolution, if you're shooting like 8 or 4K, you can pull it off to an HD. Shoot 8K with a red. I mean, hell, you can do all kinds of crazy stuff. So yeah, definitely you can do it that way. And remember, zooming in post is exactly the same thing, almost as zooming in reality. So it's an analog really, except for you do have resolution loss. That's the only difference.
Christ-centered said, been practicing since the last Pubcast. My cinematic editing and storytelling. Nothing released yet, but getting better with all your guys' tips. That's awesome. Always good to hear.
Awesome.
And then let's see. Marcus said, hey guys, love your Pubcast. Greetings from Germany. So awesome to see someone from Germany. That is very cool.
I forget how you say hello in German.
Guten Tag?
Oh, that's good day. That's good enough.
Oh, there you go.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Well, it'd be probably
Hopefully.
afternoon for you guys, I
Yeah.
think. At least early evening.
Hopefully,
I
I
just
haven't
cut to
offended
Joe.
that. And yeah, as I drink.
I need to get the IQ
And
my phone's going off.
Yep.
Great. I'll answer in a little bit. I need to get some filmmaker IQ coasters.
Yeah, I think so because I'm just noticing.
I know.
Or else you're gonna be staining this again.
Yeah, I just did this table like not 24 hours ago.
So yeah.
So we're working on that.
But let's see. Yeah, we're okay.
We kind of hit an
I
impasse,
think we hit it.
which means it's time to talk about the T-shirts.
There we go.
T-shirts are 24. T-shirts still available, and I haven't seen anybody clamoring for a 23.97 T-shirt, but I will think about doing that. Oh, thank you, Christ-centered Ironworks.
Thank you guys for the great tips.
Thank you very much.
Have a small lunch on me. Thank you so much.
Well, $10 buys a decent lunch there.
Yep.
That and $2.50, and then the Loch Ness Monster came out $2.50. $2.50.
Okay. It was like the whole thing is like I ain't giving you no $3.50. No, it's $3.50. $3.50. I gave him $3.50. What? You gave the Loch Ness Monster $3.50. That's why it's never gonna go away.
Oh, you sent us a private message there. Huh? Oh, cool. We'll check out your message. If you.
No, I think that's.
That's just held. Show it. Yeah.
There we go.
All right, everyone, take a look at Nate's films tutorials behind the scenes on his latest short.
There you go. But yeah, so right now we're at an impasse. So just again mentioning the shirts, go check them out, or Filmmaker IQ logo items. Again, the cup's not on there, but we now have them for ourselves and for the Pubcast. And
Patreon.
Yeah, Patreon, filmmakeriq.com. You know, we're already here on YouTube, and we do appreciate that. So let's see. What do you think of the idea that computer-generated voice recreations could be used to bring back or create voice actors? That's a hard one because when they did Tarkin and and Princess Leia, like there's a lot of people that were super unhappy about that, and that's just face wise. But I mean, say you had a computer that created the same docile tones of Morgan Freeman, like, and he wasn't the one that did that, or say he passed, but then they started using a voice synthesizer that created or sounded like him. That becomes a really big gray area. And kind of one of those things where you start to kind of like wonder.
It's like, weird though, because like let's put a spin on it here. Take the technology out of it. How do you feel about like Elvis impersonators? Because Elvis is dead, but these people are somebody out there might make a perfect spot on mimic of Elvis. But that seems okay.
But that right? Is okay. I guess
that feels okay.
That feels okay. But I guess at the same time, I would also say you're not seeing those people as actors. Like they're more like tribute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But can you really tribute
Morgan
Freeman if it's somebody that's doing his voice as or like a computer as him in movies? Or what? Even if let's say he was still alive and they did that.
Yeah.
Like, so then I would have to say, well, then it's no longer
Well,
a tribute.
I think it has to fall in the same lines as the impersonator thing.
Yeah.
If you're doing it as a tribute, even if it's done with a computer, it's okay. But if you're doing it as like I am selling it as this is the official Morgan Freeman.
Well, okay, so a good point of that is game night. Remember they had the impersonator of what's his name?
Denzel
Washington, but it was very clearly just an impersonation.
Like, someone
who's not even actually
they look not much like him. But they did do some tricks to make him look a little more like
look him in the picture.
Yeah.
And then you kind of like, well, that's not Denzel Washington. So I don't know. I can't really say, but some of it I would say just I don't know. It's like that gray area. Sometimes you're saying like it's like, oh yeah, well it's no big deal, and then others. It's like,
I think it's going to follow about the same lines as what happens now with real people impersonators. It's just that there's computer impersonators, and they just happen to be much better at it than people can be. So that's the idea.
Seen any good stop motion films recently? Recently, finally had a chance to watch Kubo and the Two Strings. Wondered if there's anything else out there that's cool.
There are a lot of smaller films. I think on some of the European market, I've seen images of, but yeah, I don't remember them specifically. There is a new Shaun of the Sheep one.
Oh yeah,
Wallace and Gromit movie coming out pretty soon.
Wait, is that the prehistoric one that has like Maze Williams in it from
Game of Thrones?
From Game of Thrones, and
I think so.
Cera or whatever his name.
Well, no, there's maybe. I know it's a Wallace and Gromit thing. I don't know. We were looking at it last time last couple weeks we were looking through movies and I think I saw it.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I don't know. It sounds terrible, but I'm not really big into stop motion stuff.
No, anymore. And the Kubo I didn't really like. I thought it was visually beautiful, but the story. Well, you know what sucks is when you have a visually beautiful scene or set piece, but it happens so late in the movie, and the story is so boring up to the point that you kind of don't care anymore.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh, this is beautiful, but I kind of ran out of steam.
Yeah,
I kind of not cared anymore. Almost like better to put those things up front if you have a weak story. Put that stuff at the very front of the movie, and then just that way you can enjoy it while you still have fresh eyes, basically. What are your thoughts upon Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? I saw the trailer with a teaser trailer of it, and I was like, yes, sign me up. I want to see this movie. And that's all I know about it. And as far as I'm concerned, it's all I want to know about it until I actually sit down and get my ticket and watch the movie. What are you looking up there?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I haven't seen
it. That's the Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, it has Leonardo DiCaprio in it.
Yeah, it's sort of in Sharon.
Apparently,
it's supposed to be Sharon Tate is in it. Well, Sharon Tate, the Margot Kidder. Margot.
Yeah.
Not Margot Kidder. I'm thinking.
I've gotten to a point now where I kind of avoid trailers.
Yeah, me too.
Thomas, thank you so much.
Thomas.
Thank you for all the work that you did for the filmmaking community. Awesome. Thank you so much, sir.
So what's the story behind Filmmaker IQ is we got kicked off of MySpace, started our own site, and then 6 years ago decided that the videos out there about filmmaking needed a new voice, and we made that happen, and we still keep at it, and this is what we're at. That's the 5-minute elevator pitch.
Yeah. Pretty much. We've been doing and we've been doing this since high school. So
yeah. So I mean, are you at the point where I remember when the trailer dropped for Avengers: Infinity War, the latest one, and like all the freaking movie blogs go crazy.
Yeah.
And like did you see it? And I'm like, I saw the trailer. That's all I want to see.
Yeah.
I don't want to read any fan theories. I don't want to read any. Oh, this is what this means. I don't want to see any of that crap. Show me the movie. In fact, I'm gonna like nah until the movie starts.
For me, it's one of those things. Like I'm at that point now where sometimes I like a breakdown, but not of movies, not even out of Marvel anymore. Because most of the time I just want to be like, all right, let me just watch it, and if I like it, I like it. Because I'm already sold 90% of the time by the time that trailer's done.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't need. And I think you said it's like I'm already sold. I stopped seeing the commercial. Stop pushing the commercial. And it's like And I get why the commercial is always gonna play and stuff like that, but that first one makes or breaks it, whether or not I'm gonna see it.
Yeah.
And the only time something will get more play or a possible change of is group setting. I didn't see Game Night. I saw the trailer for it a long time ago, but then you're like, dude, it's
You gotta
good.
see it in
And we
this
watched it and we watched it here and it was good. But I'm not a big fan of I wasn't a big fan of the people that were in the movie when I saw the trailer anyway. And no offense to them because they're all good actors and actresses, but to me it was like, all right, but yeah, so there is definitely always a review thing, but I can't trust reviewers anymore. I feel like 90% of the time, people just go to the negatives of a story or movie anyway.
Well, you just gotta find the right reviewer, I think.
Yeah. Well, I've done my fair share of research out there.
Yeah.
And other than Red
Letter
Letter Media, who I kind of agree with Mike 90% of the time, but they don't do enough reviews anyway. They just do the ones that they like to make fun of or they like to joke about anyway. And so, and again, if it's a comic book movie, I'm gonna watch it at some point anyway. You've already got me sold. I'm a nerd.
You're already sold.
I'm already sold on that. But yeah. So long story short, I can't trust reviews, and within 90 seconds of a trailer,
I don't trust aggregate reviews. Essentially, I don't trust I don't go to Rotten Tomatoes or something like 90%. I'm gonna like that, or 50%. I'm gonna like that because I don't know who's reviewing necessarily. Who I agree with. But there are reviewers that I do follow, and I get where they're coming from. I kind of know their personalities, and my personality is kind of certain things. I watch the Double Toasted. Yeah, Double Toasted guys. I watch those because I know who they are. I know what their thinking is. So,
I tried watching them. I just couldn't get into their
humor.
Their humor. I don't know. They had a couple of really funny ones, but again, it was just
they're more. They're not necessarily. Their kind of humor is more like they'll play a short clip and then they'll just
and
react to it.
I think is good.
But they're more kind of like they're not filmmakers. They're more serious film critics.
Yeah.
They're closer to a Roger Ebert kind of a thing.
Yep.
Back when Roger Ebert and.
But then again, at the same time, I don't know what's going to set me off about a movie. Sometimes I have this problem where I'll see something, they'll do a stupid decision, or something like that, where it's blatantly a Deus Ex Machina. This needed to happen.
Yes.
For everything else, and it's like, but you had 10 other choices that were viable, and you chose the stupid dumb route. And you're supposed to be an intelligent person.
Yeah.
And so those things take me out of a movie so fast.
The one I always point to is the one from the original Saw movie. Because the girl is getting she's tied up, she's beaten, she's being tortured essentially. Then finally she gets turned around. The stakes turn around, and then she's got a gun pointed at her kidnapper's face.
Yeah.
And she won't pull the trigger because she's the pacifist.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yep.
I don't
exactly.
Just out of sheer panic. Boom, boom, boom. Close her eyes and she just go crazy and go down.
Yep.
But that guy needed to survive because he's not really the killer because the killer's still on the ground, right?
Yep.
Blah, 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 blah. Enough of this. And a whole franchise was started by that stupid thing.
Or
now we're angry.
The
Purge. I haven't seen that movie, but go ahead.
No, the idea of it succeeding in society is we had to release our anger so that we could be blah, blah, blah. It's this doesn't work in a modern society because again, what happens when you kill somebody and they don't die but they go to a hospital and then die a day later? There's so many
what happens when you kill somebody?
Yeah.
You
steal someone's car? Can you then have to register it on Purge Day, or the next day you have to go to the DMV and be like, I need to register my car. Oh, well, it's registered to someone else. Yeah, I stole it on Purge Day. Oh, you stole it on Purge Day. It's the day after. We're going to arrest you now. So, I am going to watch the new Twilight Zone reboot. Yes.
And isn't all major religions nowadays based on the idea that you can't purge, that the purge would not work, that if you go out and you kill somebody, in revenge, they're just going to revenge you back again. and this is all going to build up and build up and build up.
Somebody did a short. I don't remember who it was. It's just some random people on YouTube, which it was entertaining. It was bad, but it was entertaining. The premise was that they killed the family of one of the guys that they worked with, and he's like, so these people came in and they had like, the masks on and all this stuff, and like, oh yeah, maybe it was because you're a dick, and he's like, wait, what? Like, yeah, it's like. So then he can't do anything back to him because it's not the person anymore. It's like he winds up shooting him at the end and then get arrested. But it's like, yeah, of course. Who are the people that are most likely going to come in and try to attack you? It's like, oh, the co-workers you live or you work with, who are your dicks to, or whatever it might be. So it's like it just doesn't work. Like
yeah,
at all.
That's why I mean. I also have a problem with movies. Or I feel like some of the movies nowadays are trying to tell dystopian futures. I know we're kind of going a little bit off topic, but dystopian futures that seem to me way heavy-handed. Like this, like I tried to watch this Man in High Tower.
I agree, Jen.
That's what he's Burns is more torture porn.
Yeah. 2.0.
But like speaking of torture porn, like or future dystopian porn.
Yeah.
It's like the Man in High Tower. It's like, oh, the Nazis win World War II. All of a sudden, this is so torturous porn. And I mean, I haven't seen the one with the Handmaid's Tale, but I also feel like that's somewhat like a dystopian porn.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, this. Could you imagine a future where the Christians take over everything? It's like,
yeah,
America's not like that. I mean, it really isn't.
There's
a small part of America that's extremely Christian or ultra right, but that's a tiny bit. Most people are like, even if they're modern.
Well, it's like, okay, and I haven't seen it, so I can't judge it, but I always talk about it, I think, on every podcast, which is that the one with the cities that roll around on wheels.
Mortal Engines.
That looks like the stupidest thing ever. And it's quite literally, we've gotten to a point where that is a dystopian idea, where it's like cities roam around on each other and eat each other. It's like, we're out of ideas then. And it's like, why is there not like a utopia? Like, I get that there always has to be conflict and struggle. You can't have just a utopian movie. Like, I get it. But why is it never a utopian movie where it's just like slightly seedy underbelly, like this thing, even somebody trying to rise up and destroy the utopia? But like, it's always a dystopia where somebody was trying to create a utopia. And like, they never succeed. It's like, I don't know. I just change the narrative a little bit. That's all I ask.
Yeah, let's see. I forgot my point now. Let's go back.
It is Demolition Man. That is actually very true. Which whereas like, well, even that was almost a false utopia. But that was the idea, was like that they had gotten to a point where everything. But yeah, Demolition Man was good too.
I have not seen Demolition Man. I believe I've seen that one.
Really? Oh, yeah.
Wesley Snipes?
Yeah, that's Wesley Snipes
I've seen that one.
Sylvester Stallone. And yeah, that one was a good one. That was a really good one. And they really made Taco Bell out. Taco Bell paid a lot of money into that.
Oh, that one?
Because like, they're like, we will eat at the finest of dining, and it's fucking Taco Bell. It was like, oh my gosh, how much money did you? Yeah. The Time Machine was Utopia. I don't know. The Time Machine, I don't remember that in
the Time Machine. Oh, in the future, it's utopian, but that's like the Iwi.
But they go past it, right?
Well, the Iwi live on the surface and they're all happy and utopic, but it's really the Morlocks underneath that are eating people. But Latin American Catholics and evangelists may be more conservative than their American counterparts. Maybe, perhaps.
Yeah.
But Handmaid's Tale happens in America, so I think
the world without crime. Rap.
And I realize also Handmaid's Tale is based a lot on some of the stuff that happened in the Iranian overthrow. A lot of stuff has really happened, but again, like I just see the stuff from it. I mean, again, I haven't seen it, so I'm not fairly judging it, but it just feels like it's like dystopian porn.
Yeah. Elysium was, if I remember correct, the ring around Earth was a utopia, but Earth was a dystopia, which isn't a bad thing. Like, that's a good way of doing it too. You've got your dystopia and you've got your utopia. You've got the rich in the quote unquote, and so things change. I didn't really watch it as Matt Damon. I don't really care. But
Matt Damon. No. But anyhow, I mean, utopian. I mean, that's fine. It's just like well, we're talking about dystopian porn, which is like, look how bad this is.
Yeah.
You know, this could happen.
Well,
Like,
I mean, it's not like it can't be done well. Mad Max was done well. And,
but that's
and
not.
so was Blade Runner.
But Mad Max isn't dystopian porn. It's like it's a freaking adventure in a dystopia.
But I mean, it is dystopian future.
But it's
like,
not.
If you look at it.
But it's not like, oh, this could happen if you just do it. No.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
No. I get what you're saying for that. You're more saying like this could happen if we don't do this.
If we don't do it, it's like But no, it's fun. Mad Max is great, and dystopians are fun. Yeah, Hunger Games, perhaps. Perhaps. Anyhow, there's a long career.
Yeah, exactly. We just said there's nuts in any religion or non-religion, especially with power and greed are involved. Most people just want to live life and just be able to be in peace, but that's one boring movie. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
I think there's a lot.
Just entered the chat. What's up?
What's up, my boy? Hey, frame by frame.
Hey, frame by frame.
How you doing?
But yeah, right now we're just talking about dystopian movies in general and porn, like of not
porn,
not
as
porn, but like dystopian porn, and kind of like the torture porn that is like Saw movies and stuff like that.
And just to clarify what the term porn means, and it's outside of its adult nature.
Yeah,
it's of no pornography in definition is like of no value.
Yeah.
So I'm showing you just junk.
Yep.
Basically, it's dystopian junk. It's kind of like the way they call what's that movie? The one Oscar about the kid that was on the like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Oh, Slumdog
Millionaire. That's one.
Yeah.
But that was kind of like poverty porn.
Yeah.
Because it's like the worst part of India.
Yeah.
So let's show you all of that.
And the worst things that could happen.
You ever seen that movie?
I never saw it.
Most disturbing thing is a kid like falls like there's like these rivers where you go. There's like an outhouse on a bridge, like sticking out in the river, and people go on the bridge and they take a dump, or whatever.
Yeah.
The kid like loses a ring in one of them, and he jumps into the river, and it's disgusting.
Yeah.
And Danny Boyle's color palette, like he makes that shit sing.
Yeah.
Like that's brown, man.
It's brown.
That's brown, baby.
Yeah.
He doesn't tone down the colors.
Yeah, and I've seen he said Hunger Games is a battle royale ripoff. Yes, it is.
Yeah, totally.
It actually, the funny part was there was supposed to be a American version of battle royale to be made, and Hunger Games came out and they canceled it because they were both too similar. But yes, and then battle royale is obviously high school kids, and Hunger Games is
you know what they call Hunger Games in Asia?
Life.
A battle royale.
With cheese?
No, but battle royale. I can say that because my mom can't speak English. Can't pronounce her R's. All right.
There's a context, especially post World War II, regarding the bleak opinion about their future and weak youth. Yeah, I get what you're saying. If a movie merchandise like toys are used by me to create short films with voiceover, would that be a copyright?
Good question.
That is a good question.
Yes, it would be actually. Yeah. So you can use them, and if you took like a GI Joe doll, or there's actually a case of this. If you take a Barbie doll and you made her do un-Barbie things, it's transformative. That is okay. But if you took a Barbie doll and like made the Barbie Adventures, and she gets in her little car and goes, that's not okay because that's Barbie's. If a Barbie and you cut her head off, you make blood all over it, that's okay because it's transforming the object. There's a video on this. I did a video called "When Can You Use a Trademark?" Yeah. Although trademark and copyright aren't quite involved with this, but and we're talking about commercial use here. If you want to make a movie with G.I. Joe, have at it. Go for it. Do it. But you can't sell it and you can't monetize and all that. Although you probably could monetize on YouTube because YouTube doesn't understand how that works. So you could probably get away with it. But yeah, it would be if you're trying to sell it, it would be a copyright. But there's a video on trademark on my video, and then Lindsay Ellis did a video on it where she kind of explains that Barbie case too. So if you look that up, you'll see more on that topic.
All right. Okay, so we are
running up on time.
Yeah, we're about 6 minutes before.
I'm glad I brought up that Danny Boyle shit story right before lunch.
Right before food.
So we're going to go get some brown food. All I remember.
No, he didn't take a shot at Lindsay.
I don't take shots at Lindsay. She's good.
She's good. Yeah.
I didn't take a shot. I just clarified what she. I think clarified a point she was trying to make. I think was a little too scary. I think I needed to be kind of walk back and explain a little more further in detail. And the funny thing is, I kind of feel that way when with YouTube space.
Yeah.
Because YouTube's like, no logos. I'm like, well, I made a video about logos.
Yeah.
And then I submitted the video and they didn't even question the logo issue. So,
have we seen Us?
oh, we need to see that movie.
So how do you think it functioned in current horror landscape? I haven't seen it yet.
You gotta see
but
it.
I will see it because I just tends to be
$10 will buy you a lot of brown food. It sure will. Thank you for that.
Yeah. That is true.
Alrighty. Well, should we just round it up with the top things?
Yeah, I mean,
Patreon.com.
Yep.
$500 buys a pie fight. Guaranteed. All right. FilmmakerIQ.com. Go there. Check it out. And then we've got our t-shirts still available, 24. I got to design some more shirts, but I've been so busy right now.
Yeah.
Doing this thing. I'm doing Into the Woods. If you're in Temecula, come on down to see Into the Woods, 7:30 at the Old Town Temecula Theater. And look and wave down to me at the pit. Say, hey, John, why are you playing French horn and not shooting this thing? And I'll be playing down there. So that's why we're doing a day cast today, but it will be over. My show will be over in the next couple weeks.
Yeah. So normally we do one day one and one night one. So twice a month, every 2 weeks we do it. And I don't know why I'm holding a pen. Anyway, it was in my pocket.
I don't know where you got that pen.
It was in my pocket.
Oh, you got that from Laughlin. It's the Edgewater.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at that. He's got the Laughlin pen.
Yeah. So anyway, yes, we do one during the day and one during the night. So we do the day shift, the night shift of the Pubcast. We've actually done 2 night shift ones, and this is our first day one in a while, simply because of time, basically the time we had to just kind of roll. But we usually try to do one during the day and one during the night, and every 2 weeks. And so, yeah, I mean, just come and check us out. Basically, that's it.
Yeah. Oh, Instagram, social media. We're not on Instagram. Sorry.
We are on Twitter.
We're on Twitter, Facebook, and that's it, I believe. And YouTube, I guess. Obviously.
Yeah.
So you should be watching it on YouTube. Hopefully. Imagine you guys are watching it on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah.
If you don't realize that you're on YouTube right now, then look in the corner. There's a little thing right there. You're on YouTube. Watching that.
But yes, again, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We really do appreciate it. Your guys' comments of today have been very cool.
Yeah.
And it's very cool regardless, but a lot of times we get a lot of just like which movie is better or what's our favorite genre.
It's the first time we haven't gotten a what's your favorite movie?
Or it then slowly devolves into Star Wars. And so being able to we've had some really good questions today, and we are just kind of happy.
We're just winding it down. Petting our porgs.
Petting the porg.
Rubbing my porg. Spanking the porg. Ooh, that's hot.
Word.
That's hot. Anyhow. All right, guys. Let's wrap it up here.
Yep. We are off to get food. We will see you on the next one.
Here.
Thank you guys so much. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Take care, guys.